Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is going to be the products that I use to keep my skin matte during the summertime. I do have oily skin. I'm a little normal, like only like in here, but for the most part of my face I am very oily. And then sometimes it's hard to keep it in check, just to be honest. So I'm going to go in and show you guys the products, some of the products that I use to keep my skin in check during the summertime. So first we're going to start with what I use to prime. So these primers that I'm going to show you, some of them I use paired with other primers, some I use by themselves. The first one is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Refine Zone Treatment. And that's what that looks like. This is more of a gel consistency. If you have oily skin, I've learned that gel-based primers do control oil a little bit better. So this is the skin Refine Zone treatment. Now this, you only need a little bit and you use it in areas where you get the most oil. And with this, I will put this in areas where I get really oily, and throughout the rest of my face use a normal primer, like my Tarte Clean Slate primer or my Becca backlighting primer, just whatever it is that I use, because I'm pretty normal in here. But this is used only for like spot areas. You want to put this in areas where you get the most oily. For me, it'll be around my nose, around my mouth, forehead, bridge of my nose, a little bit over here on my cheeks, so I get a little bit oily, but that's about it. And that's what that is. And again, this is from MAC. The next is the Benefit the Professional Matte Rescue Primer. Again, this is something that is gel based. It's more of a gel consistency. With this one, I apply it to where I get the most oily, and then I let it sit for a minute, and then I tap it into the skin just so that it can really get deep into my pores and really blur them out, because it is pore blurring. So is the MAC one as well, but this one, they're both pore blurring, but this one is a little bit thicker than the MAC one. This one has a little bit of a thicker consistency. That's why you need to let this really sit for at least a minute. Let this one sit into the skin and then tap it in just so that it can really get into the skin, because it is thicker. And this one is really good for for controlling oil. And this is one of the ones that I use accompanied with another primer. The last primer is the Becca Ever Matte primer that I need to re-up on. This one's a little bit more expensive. The MAC one is about $20-something. The Benefit one is about in the 30s, and so was the Becca one. I think this is maybe in the 30s or 40s. I don't remember, but it's amazing. This one I use by itself. You can use this just in oily spots and use another primer everywhere else, because this primer is really thick, really heavy duty. It makes your face feel really stiff at first. This is a primer that you may not want to use all over your face. I do, but that's based on preference. It is really thick. It's not a gel consistency. It's like I said, it's a really thick primer, but it's amazing at controlling oil and keeping your face matte all day long. Like I said, this is one that you can use just for spots where you're oily, or you can use it all over the face. I use it all over the face because I'm just crazy like that, but some of you may be like, that's too much. Keep in mind that even though I do have acne prone skin, my skin isn't sensitive. I just am very, based on what I eat, what I drink, and based on my diet and how I take care of my face, I am prone to having a breakout. I keep my face super duper clean. I will do a video like this involving skincare really soon. I keep my face super clean, and I do what it takes to keep my face super clean, and I just really, that's how I control it. I just got my second bottle of Curology in the mail today, so that should give you an idea. I keep my face super clean. So we're gonna go in order. So after you prime using whatever primer you use, you're going with foundation. These are the foundations that keep me matte. So the first one is a oily skin must-have. If you have dry skin, do not use this foundation. It will not work for you. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. If you have oily skin, this keeps you matte the entire day. Kid you not, I'm being so honest with you. This keeps you matte all day. It's about $35 at MAC. It's an amazing foundation. It's about medium to full coverage. You can really just build it up to what you prefer. It's medium to full coverage, but it keeps you matte all day long, no matter what primer you use. It keeps you strictly matte. So that's the MAC Pro Longwear Waterproof Nourishing Foundation. The next foundation is the Becca Ever Matte Foundation. And the MAC one, I have the shade NC50. And this one, I have the shade Mink. I can use Mink, or it's another one that I can use. I can't remember what it's called, but it's Mink and it's another one. But I have this one in the shade Mink. Keeps, just like the primer, it keeps you matte all day long. It's not as thick as the primer. I want to add that in. That primer is pretty thick. This is not as thick as the primer, but it will keep you matte all day long. It's about the $40 to $45 range at Sephora. But Becca makes amazing products. This does keep you ever matte. It's an amazing foundation. It is about medium to full coverage as well. Build it up to what you prefer, but it's an amazing foundation that does keep me matte. Don't worry, I have a drugstore one in here too. So this is the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint, and I love this. This is absolutely full coverage. Full coverage, and I'm in the shade Dark One Polynesia. This is it's amazing. Amazing. Keeps you matte all day, no matter what primer you use. The finish is absolutely flawless. I actually like this foundation that I have on right now. I'm not going to mention what it is because it's not in this video, but this foundation that I have on right now, I'm really liking the finish. But anyway, so this is the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint. It's absolutely beautiful, and it has an SPF of 30. Now, in the summertime, I really prefer foundations that have an SPF because even though I'm dark skinned, I will tan, and I try not to have my face exposed to much skin. When I do go out without makeup on, I always put on a moisturizer. Always. I do not step out of my house without a moisturizer on my face. The elements are so harsh on the skin. And like I said, even though I don't have sensitive skin, I will break out. And my skin just get a little freaky on me. But yeah, the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint is amazing. Full coverage, amazing, flawless, literally, I'm not even joking, flawless finish. And it keeps you matte legit all day. The next one is a drugstore. If anyone ever asks me, my response has been the same for years. My favorite drugstore foundation is the Revlon Colorstay 24-hour foundation, and it has an SPF of 15. It's an amazing foundation, medium to full coverage, and now comes with a pump. Like before in the past, if you've been using this for a while, you know it never came with the pump, but now it comes with a pump, and it does last all day. Now this is for combination to oily skin. People who have like dry to normal skin use this as well. Some of them like it, some of them don't. But for oily skin, this is a phenomenal foundation. Like literally phenomenal. It does last all day long. It keeps my face flawless all day long. 24 hours, not 24 hours, but I have my makeup on an average of 12 hours a day. Because I do wear makeup every day to work, and I'm at work for 9 hours, and I have to count my putting makeup on, traveling to work, traveling home, all that other stuff. So my makeup is on for an average of 12 hours a day, so I know what I'm talking about. This keeps me matte all day. It's a great foundation, medium to full coverage, and it's about $12 to $13 at the drugstore, which it used to be a little bit less than that. Revlon, y'all trying it. It's about $12 to $13 at the drugstore. Amazing foundation. So since we're talking about keeping the skin matte, I'm gonna bring up one concealer now. There are great concealers out there that won't crease on you. I feel like concealers are more about whether it's gonna crease on you or not. And there's amazing concealers out there for that won't crease on you. I feel like concealers again are more about whether they're gonna crease on you during the summertime, as well as powders. When it comes to setting powders, I believe it's all based upon whether it's baking material or not. There are just some powders that I simply cannot bake with. I set, leave it for a second, and dust it off. There's some powders that I bake with. My Laura Mercier, I bake with it. My Sasha Buttercup, I bake with it. My Benai, I bake with those. My New York Color setting powder, I cannot bake with that. My Airspun, I cannot bake with that. I can use them, but I cannot bake with them. So when it comes to powders and concealers, I feel like it's based upon that. And again, you're only as good as your base, so your primers and foundations. So one concealer I want to talk about is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is great at just lasting for hours and hours and hours. It's a full coverage concealer. You legit only need like a little bit from the pump, like only a little bit, and it's only about, I think it's like $20 at MAC. Last time I checked, MAC prices fluctuated a little bit in the recent months or year or so. But last time I checked, this concealer was only $20, $19 or $20. I can't remember. This is good, and the MAC full coverage concealer are good as well for keeping you like matte under the skin. But I love the Pro Longwear for the summertime. This accompanied with any of these foundations will do your skin wonders. So this is something you might want to check out as well. We have our setting sprays. Now again, we're talking about keeping the skin matte, so I'm not gonna bring up the MAC Fix Plus because yeah, it will control keep your makeup lasting long, but it's not like a mattifying spray, you know. So I have two sprays to talk about. The first one is the Smashbox Primer Water. Now this can be used under or on top of your makeup, so you can go on with this before you even do your other primers. You can just go on with this first, which I've done, and then go on with your, let it dry, go on with your other primers, foundation, concealer, so on and so forth. And it does help me, it does keep me matte all day. Using it on top of my makeup I've never done, but I know some people that do use it. But this is a great way to just help oil control. The next one is the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. Now they have a oil controlling one, a mattifying one, a hydrating one, I think, and like something else. They have different ones. This is the oil control one. This one I love. It's like almost gone. You can use this as your primer. So spray this on your face, let it dry, be a little generous with it, let it dry, then go with your other primers, foundation, concealers, powders, so on and so forth. Or do all your makeup and spray it over top as like your finishing spray, and it does keep you matte. With all these products, I do get a little oily, a little bit. It's very minimal. This is not going to keep you 100% oil free. I don't think any product does that, but it does make the oil extremely minimal, which in the summertime is hard. It's really, really hard. So this keeps the oil at the absolute minimum, like almost non-existent. And I love this setting spray. And I think the primer water is like in the $30 range. I think they're both about in the $30 to $40 range. But these are so I hope you guys found this video really informative and really helpful. I thought I'd really share it because again, I do have oily skin. I know the struggle is real in the summertime to keep the skin, you know, as matte as you can and keep your oil as controlled as you can. Like I said, none of these products I'm saying keeps you 100% matte, 0% oil, because I don't think there's any products out right now that do that. If there is, put a girl on, but I don't think any products right now do that. But I'm just giving you the products that I know from experience and from a really, all these products have gotten at the most 6 years of use, 5 or 6 years of use, at the least about a year of use. So I want you guys to know the primer water I've had for almost a year, about 8 months, and the Urban Decay about 8 months as well, both around the same time. So I've been using these products for a while to know, and I've had oily skin my whole life. So I'm just like letting you guys know that these products will not keep you 100% matte, but they will keep the oil at a minimal, trust me. So again, I hope you found the video informative. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Mwah.